Hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkovic. Today we are going to do a full in-depth detail review. Actually, I just got done doing it. I'm sweaty hot, but we've been working this thing for hours out here. And we're going to go through and break this stand down. We're going to cover it. Was it good? Is it not good? Do I like it? Is it worth it? Is it worth the amount of money? What's the real benefits to it? Hidden things that nobody else is talking about that's making a difference that I find on this. This is incredible. In detailed review of this stand, the most anticipated stand ever made in history, the lightest stand for its size. Yes, there are a couple stands that are a little lighter, very little, slightly lighter, but they are much smaller. The size of this stand and this platform, just amazing in every level. This thing weighs next to nothing and is just incredible and with a lot of features. So we're going to break it down. We're going to cover it. We're going to get into full detail on it. I'm going to put it on a lot of trees. We're going to measure it. We're going to weigh it. We're going to run it through things. I'm going to talk about a lot of key points and highlight things. We are going to dive into this. It's probably going to be the most in-depth review of a stand that I have probably ever done before in history. So we are going to get right into it for you and give you the details. So stick around. All right, with this B stand, one of the things that's definitely noticeable about the weight, obviously the lightweight of this is impressive. But where you really feel it is when you go to hang this on a tree. When I grab this like this, so when I get to my tree, I pull this comes off my back and I get ready to hang this. Look at how nice and easy this is to do. I mean, this is nothing. There is no stress or fatigue in this. So I can take this, pull it off my back, open this up. I can literally wrap it around the stand like this, bring it around, set it on there where I want, and then lock this to the tree. That's so easy to do because it is so lightweight, okay? I can do whatever I want with this very easily, and like I said, even to the point of reaching the stand around to actually grab the strap, bringing it back around and setting it on a tree. That's a beautiful feature. Now, if we take the Lone Wolf here, my Assault, my beloved Assault, amazing stand, this one is so much heavier in this position. I mean, it can be done, but I'm struggling to do that, and I would never, I can't lean it. I cannot take this. It's much harder to do that with. Snagged in, and then to even do that, that's so much harder to do. I mean, it's so much heavier. So I don't do that with this stand. Again, not a deal breaker because I just don't do that. I take this stand, and when I go to hang it, I'm going to put it on a tree this big. I take it like that. I use my arm to balance it like this, and then I bring it around. But you can see what's happening here as I do that. All of the stuff that goes on for me to hang that, okay? There's no easy way to do it. So I take the stand, lean it against the tree, put my arm here so I can get into here, grab the stand, bring it around and hang it, okay? Because it is too hard and heavy because of that weight wanting to tip this stand forward, but it does work. This one, not gonna lie, all day long. I can sit here with this all day long. I mean, I can reach it all the way around the tree without touching if I want, but it's very light and very easy to put that on the tree. I don't have to use that through the arm method because the stand is, like I said, just so incredibly light that it's nothing to hang like that. That's a very nice feature of this stand. I'm not gonna lie, very impressive. All right, let's look at the flex of these two stands. Again, I told you this one is gonna be a lot stiffer. It's also a tremendous amount heavier, but let me give you an example and a reference, okay? So let's get on it and set it, okay? So it's set on the tree good. Okay, here you go, you can see the flex. Okay, on this. Still flexes, there's no doubt about it. It's got flex to it, but it is a very stiff stand, but there is a little flex on there, okay? Now if we look at that, actually let me come out here on the end too and show you, okay? So you can see, okay, like this. I mean, it's it's a great stand. Love this stand, okay? Now when we get onto the beast stand, this is the Dan and Fall Hunting Beast gear. Let's set it. So we're set, okay? Same kind of thing. It does have a touch more flex, but not much. I mean, not a lot. It's a pretty solid stand. I mean, I'm not giving too much difference in here. Okay, it's a good stand. Supports me all the way out here on the end. It's a good, comfortable stand to be on. So now you can see it. I have no issues with any of this. This is perfect. Like I said, that is the ultimate perfect line of lightweight, yet strong enough and stable enough and durable enough. This stand is flawless in platform design in every kind of way. Everything about it, perfect. Okay? Got no complaints on any of that. Straight up amazing use. Here it is on a pretty good sized tree. You can see about how much slack we got left off. That's probably about a 5-foot diameter tree. That's 6-foot strap around there. So you can see, but that sits on there very well. But I like this a lot. I like how that bracket on that back, that V bracket, still fits nice and wide there. So you got the stability to keep that from rocking from side to side. See, look, if I try to move that, you know, it's pretty solid on there. Okay, you're not getting a lot of bouncing back and forth. Okay, I mean, I'm putting some good torque on that, as you can see. So that's a nice stability factor on there. That Batwing fits perfectly. Look at that on there, nicer. That antler bracket really biting in like it's supposed to, adding to that stability on there. I'm impressed. I'm digging it pretty good so far. Very nice on a tree, even a bigger tree like this. Even on a huge tree like this, it's working well. I'd use a strap extender on there, but you can see, look at that. I mean, you got rock solid bite on there. I mean, that is phenomenal. Good Batwing, or again, sorry, antler bracket, biting into the bark here, hitting on the base of the tree there with those sets on there. Really nice, but I mean, like I said, really solid, rock solid into the tree. I mean, watch this. Look at, if I push on it, I can move it, but I mean, I got to fight to move that on there. I mean, that sits on there solid. I don't even have it really locked in yet, but that's rock solid on that tree. You can see, like I said, I'd use a strap extender, 12-inch strap extender, to be able to get around this tree. And but look at how we contact here, we contact here, we're contacting there. This design of this antler bracket, phenomenal. This is just straight up incredible. Like I said, I'm really impressed with the hangability of this stand. Way more than I thought I would be. Not gonna lie, I'm way more impressed than I actually anticipated that I would be. And this thing is done right. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely done right. Here's the reverse side of that. You can see we are now leaning away, but see how that platform comes out nice and level. You can see I have the adjustment knob in the lowest spot, and we got a good angle on there too, so you're not tipped up and fighting that. Works really well. Seat adjustment obviously is going to work perfect on them. That's going to be the same. I'm not going to mess with that, but you could adjust that seat very easily. Again, good bite on the antler bracket, or Batwing as I've always called it. You might hear me refer to it as that, but good bite. The teeth setup on this thing is phenomenal. I'm very impressed with the way he has this designed. If it, you know, that's pretty impressive, you know, organization on there for how it bites on the tree. I do love I'm really digging the bracket on the back here. Okay, it's solid, it's stable, and it's got a good, you know, that V notch on here is pretty impressive. I'm really liking it. But there it is on a leaning away tree, and you can see works like a champ. Platform levels out good on this leaning tree. You can see how much this tree is leaning forward, and that platform is leveled out pretty well. Most of these stands, even a Lone Wolf, they don't give you a lot of option in the up as much as they do for a down, which I'll show you in the next set. But that's got a good hang on it. It's, you know, nice, pretty level platform, even on such a leaning tree like that. You still got a pretty good angle on that platform that would make it comfortable and work really well. It's biting on this size tree pretty well. You know, I mean, you got good there, you're good here on the teeth in there, like you should be. Fantastic setup right there. But you can see, I'll come around on this side, show you that again, that angle compared to that one. You can see that amount of lean that's happening on that tree right there where I am. It starts to curl back up, but look at that lean where I'm at right there, and that stand's hanging on there pretty well. Cannot complain about that at all. It's doing a good job, doing what it's supposed to do. Look at that offset bracket, how nice that is. See how this tree's leaning like that? Look at this. Just using those two teeth right there. That's amazing. As we walk around and look at this, this is why that offset bracket is so valuable. Okay, it lets us hang on that tree straight up and down. That stand is perfect straight up and down, yet this tree has this huge lean in it right there. So when you get to a spot like that, you can still hang that stand on that tree perfectly straight. That's very important. I like that a lot. We got good offset distance in here too. You can see I'm still not even touching there. Okay, I'm actually hitting the platform first, and that platform's good, and I do got light between that still, so we're in good shape on that. But this one I could hang on that tree. That's a pretty good feat right there. Adjustable platform in there, hangs on this tree nice. That's going to work out really well. Here it is on a small tree, and it works like a champ. I kill a lot of deer out of trees this size in the swamp, and I'll literally have that platform right there at about 7-8 feet. I mean, I kill a lot of animals in these kind of scenarios. And as you can see, this tree, about the diameter of my forearm, okay? I mean, you know, we're not talking a very big tree when you look at that in perspective here. And put that into perspective for you. But it's biting on here good. In the platform very well and working like a champ. Into the inner teeth of the Batwing or the antler bracket on there, working fantastic. Good clearance between there for any knots or anything. Even in this small of a tree where we're in this tight, there's clearance here for knots, which is important because you get little nubs like these and things like that, or you get a knot like you see right here sticking off, things like that that can often be in the way. So you don't want too much clearance, but you want a certain amount of clearance in here to be able to get around some of that kind of stuff. And even on a very small tree, which is sunk way into the antler bracket and way into the V bracket, you still got that clearance in there. That's a good thing. Which works well. This stand, it hangs on everything very, very well. I'm really impressed with the way that this stand is hanging up on everything I've put it on so far. All right, let's do a couple comparisons here on numbers here between these two, because like I said, these are the two that I'm most interested in. We have the Lone Wolf Alpha, or I'm sorry, Lone Wolf Assault 2, and we have that Hunting Gear B stand. So these are the two stands. This one, like I said, beloved. I love this stand. I'm not knocking it, not at all. And for the money, it's amazing. This is an incredible stand. It's been the best stand for 25 years, without fail. This stand is a heck of a lot more money. I am seeing the fact that this stand is worth that extra money, especially when you take into consideration, which a lot of people are not, the fact that you buy a tree stand one time as a mobile hunter. You only need one. Okay, our days of having to have 25 stands hanging in a tree, they're over, they're gone. This stand here, I really only I've been using the same stand. My truck caught on fire in Missouri in 2009 and burned to the ground. Instantaneous electrical fire, just whoosh, the whole truck went up in flames. Me and John barely got out of there, and we could not get this stuff out of the back end. It was completely engulfed. When that happened, I lost 2 of these stands that were there. John lost a bunch of stuff, lost climbing sticks, all kinds of things. But, so I bought this one in 2009. So what is that? We're 2021, so we're 12 years in, and I'm still using one stand. Okay, and this stand is in such great shape. I mean, I could use this stand for the next 20 years. So I could get 30 years plus out of a tree stand. So is there a big deal if you're going to spend $250 over 30 years or $625 over 30 years? No, it's pointless. It's irrelevant. The price of this stand is 100% irrelevant. Wow, look at that. It's stuck right in my beard. What's the odds? But it does not matter. Not even a little bit. The price is not even remotely a concern. You need to look at it correctly. Okay, you're not buying 25 of them. You're buying one, and you're going to use it for the rest of your life if you want to. So just keep that in mind. Something to think about. But now let's take some measurements on these two and see what we got here. So seat height to platform. You know, we got them. I think I'll have them about pretty level. But okay, so we're 20 inches. If we were to turn this one up just a touch, so we were probably exactly level. I'll bet we're probably pretty. Yeah, we're a little high. Let's go right. Yeah, so we're about the same thing, 20 1/4 inches. And this one might not be as level, but we're 20 and let me actually look at that. Let's make that exact as best I can. We'll measure front and back so that way people aren't going, oh my God, you don't know what you're doing. We're 20 1/4 there, 20 1/4 there. So that's exactly level with whatever angle I got this on. But we're 20 1/4, and if we measure this one exactly flat, we're at 20 and 19 and a half, so I'm not quite level on this one yet, or my angle on my platform is off, but there's right here is 19 1/4 and 19 and a half, so you got about a 1/2 inch taller seat height on here, I'm guessing, okay, from platform, you know, from the bottom of this up. Top would be a little bit more because it's a little thicker, but anyway, you're getting just a smidge taller seat height on this. Top of platform, or top of seat cushion, I'm pushing 22 1/2 inches. Top of seat cushion on the front here, we're pushing 21 inches, probably 22 on the back. Gives you some numbers if you want them. Interesting, that is not really of that much value to us, or to me. I'm a short guy, doesn't matter, but some of you guys it might. Now, something worth noting, this distance from the seat post to the edge of the platform, 22 inches. okay, on this lone wolf. 22 inches of freeboard space front to back. Okay, what do we got on here? Okay, we got 25 inches. We gained 3 more inches of length on that on the hunting bee stand. That lets me shoot backwards off the stand, which I could not do on this one without my tether. I'll probably insert a little video here to show you, because I put that video on social media when I was testing it. But when I'm wearing a tether on here, for me to shoot that way, to be on this stand and to shoot that way behind this tree, as a deer walks in, say he breaks off, he's coming through this way and I need to shoot him back there, I can turn on the stand and I can shoot that shot. But to do it, I have to have my toes barely on here, and I have to have my tether line holding me to the tree as I lean out like this to be able to make that shot, because I don't have that extra 3 inches. And that's all relying on my tether to hold me. And as that tether tightens around a tree, sometimes it scrapes bark, makes noise. I've had it bust me a couple of times trying to shoot deer that way. I've killed more than a half dozen deer that way behind a tree. But having to put tension on that tether can make some crazy noises when those deer are right there. And so it's not something I want to have to rely on. And leaning out off of this and then on there is just kind of a weird feeling. This bee stand gives me enough room with those extra 3 inches that I can keep all of my weight on the stand, keep my body straight up like this, and still shoot with that tree there, and I can still be on the stand, not relying on tension on my tether. Important factor for me. Not all of you guys will be able to make that shot. I have short arms and I'm a short guy. It's one of the advantages. I mean, I don't get to get stuff off the top shelf, and you know, it's just life. I'm never going to win a slam dunk contest. I have to deal with that. You have to deal with the fact that you may not be able to make that shot even on this stand. I can. I'm a short guy. Let me have my wins when I get them. And but this bee stand, that extra 3 inches, or yeah, it's out here, does give me that. Width-wise on this platform, we are 16 inches wide on the bee stand. Okay, we are 20 inches wide on the assault stand. So you're getting basically 4 more inches, 2 more inches on each side. That is a nice feature. Don't get me wrong. It can be a hindrance and a good thing. I'm not complaining, and I'll take them either way. That width doesn't matter. The advantages to this one is I have more boot space in here. Okay, to be able to turn, walk, move my feet, I have boot space in here. On this one, it's tighter, so you have less boot space, and as those angles get back here, it's even tighter back here, so you are losing some boot space between the cables. But you are gaining the ability to hang this between branches a lot easier than you can hang this one between branches. When I had my assault stand that was wider and more egg shape or round shape like this and came out here, all that space here was always getting in the way of branches. I hated it. That's one of the reasons I switched to the assault. I don't need extra space back there, but it made a difference. And you know, this one here being even narrower definitely will go into those trees better. And the way they put these cuts in here like this to there too, they got them here too, but they're really not serving much purpose. Here, your angle comes in and you got a lot tighter spaces to be able to have branches anywhere and not interfere with the platform. So that's definitely a nice feature there. Is it life-altering? No, but it is a very solid feature. So now this platform is quieter. Okay, I don't think I have any. Oh, I got my knife here. I can show you that blade. But this platform, take that off there. So you can hear the difference. Is it tremendous? No, not as much as I thought it would be. I honestly expected this to be a heck of a lot louder than I expected this to be, and it's not. There is a difference. The cast platform is quieter. Is it a lot quieter? No. If you take your arrow and your arrow comes down and goes, are they going to hear it? Yes. The arrow comes down and goes, are they going to hear it? Yes. Is there a difference? No. Mutes itself. It's irrelevant. Point's irrelevant. There is not enough sound difference, and I assumed that there would be. Cast platform, I assumed there would be more noise in this one. Not. I'm calling them a wash. So that's irrelevant. This platform is much stronger, or not stronger. I shouldn't say stronger, because that is a not correct term. But I should say this is a much stiffer platform to this. I don't know if stronger matters or not, because this will snap. Cast can snap. This machine stuff might bend. It could snap, but it might most likely would bend where this could actually snap. But so I don't want to use the word stronger, but this platform is definitely way stiffer in design than what we're getting out of this bee stand. Has more flex in it. Okay, there's no doubt about it. but we are talking a tremendous weight difference. So these stands have got, I mean, there's pros and cons to both of them, but that B stand, which is what I'm reviewing here, impressive on every level, straight up insanely impressive. I mean, I can't say that enough. Impressive. Now here's another thing that I found as hanging this, and like I said, I'm hanging it, standing in it, climbing. I'm not climbing all the way up and hanging it high because I don't need to. It's the same concept, but everywhere I'm hanging, I'm getting in it, checking it, wobbling on it, figuring it out. Something I've noticed that I did not think about, that I have noticed immediately, and now I know why when I compare them side by side. But speaking of that antler bracket and batwing bracket, so here we have the antler bracket right here, okay? Notice the distance from this point to that point that are touching the tree. The 2 points that are touching the tree on this one here, okay? If we take a tape measure and we put that across there, and I'm gonna try and get it ballpark. We are, what is that? I'm guessing 3 3/4 inches, and I think I'm on that other one. I can't see from where I am here, but we are, oh yeah, almost 4 inches, 3 3/4 inches across from the contact point right over there and this contact point right here on the tree. That's giving the stand tremendous stability left and right here. Let me zoom out. You're getting tremendous wobble stability as this thing moving left and right, this way and this way on here, because you have those 2 points being so far apart at almost 4 inches. On the Lone Wolf, you get a lot more wobble. Okay, not bad. I love this stand. I'm not knocking it. But here, if I grab my tape measure, we are at, hang on, I should have put this a little lower. We are at basically 2 inches. Try and get it where you can see it. But you can see there, but I measured it. But we are at about 2 inches of actual distance between that point. God damn it. There we go. Between that point and the other middle point. So you're almost double the distance between these 2 points that are contacting this tree on this bracket. There, now you can see it better, sorry. But between this point here and this point here is 2 inches across. It's contacting that tree, creating some wobble in there left and right. You're getting more wobble out of that than you are in the B stand, which is almost 4 inches across between that point right here where my finger is and the other big point right there that's touching, and that really reduces, look at, I mean there's no wobble coming out of that, so that makes that a lot more of a stable platform. I wasn't aware of that. I did not put 2 and 2 together until I started standing on the stand, rocking back and forth and wiggling and see what I think. There's a tremendous amount of stability built into that antler bracket that's on the back of that. That antler bracket, best I've seen in the industry. And I was skeptical at first, thinking, okay, you know what, it's fine, it's cute, but I'm not sure it's going to do any better. It does. It definitely does better, no doubt about it. Okay, now this is just kind of me experimenting and seeing on how much offset you get in each stand between the two of these. They are pretty close. You do got about a 1/4 inch difference, or actually almost a 1/2 inch. It's like 3/8 of an inch longer distance from the center line out to the end of this antler bracket than from the center line out to the end, from the center line here to the end of this one. This is almost, it's about 3/8 of an inch shorter here than it is here on each side. So this does give you a little more offset, and I wanted to see that for myself. So what I did is I have both of these stands set and locked in solid, where I have 2 points of contact on these 2 outer ears. Okay, those are both locked in, and I have 2 points of contact on these 2 outer ears right here, and then that one here you only get 4 points of contact. Here you get 6, so you're getting more points for smaller trees and differences. But I'm on these 2 outer points right here, this one and this one, and I'm on that point and the point underneath there, those 2 points right there and there on this one. And if we look at it, you do see that slight edge difference in that B stand being able to tip a little bit more. Look at, like, between the seat of the B stand on the bottom and the platform of the Lone Wolf on the top, you can see that you get a little more angle, just a smidge, but you get a little more angle capability out of that beast with that antler bracket offset. But you can see it. Look at the platform on the bottom, how you got more kick to it than you do on that one. So you do that B stand does kind of win in that department, as far as I'm concerned, as far as being able to hang on trees that are leaning either left or right, that you need to use that offset bracket on. That Antler bracket beats that Batwing bracket. The Batwing bracket being what Lone Wolf calls it, the Antler bracket being what the B stand calls it. This one wins. There's no doubt about it. This is a gives you more flexibility for left and right leaning trees, and that's kind of a nice thing there, no doubt about it. All right, we just hung this B stand on like 7 or 8 different trees, seeing what I think. Pretty incredible. Let's take a look at some of the things that I really like about this stand, some of the things that really impressed me. First of all, I love this. Okay, you see that spacer in there? That's steel spacer, and it's kind of mounted into this aluminum bracket here, but so you can turn this real easy, and you're not running steel threads on aluminum constantly and chewing that up and ruining that. Okay, that's going to keep that strong, stable, and reinforced in there. That's a brilliant idea, and that's not cheap to do on a putting out a bunch of stands kind of level. That's very impressive in there. Look at the size of this plate that's on here, that piece of angle right here. Okay, I mean, that is heavy duty stuff. I love that this is simple, replaceable. Okay, you can replace this, and you probably get this right from Dan when it's time to replace it, or I'd maybe just use a piece of my own Kydex or whatever, but that is very simple to replace because it is just a stopper there for it to protect the aluminum, but it's just 2 bolts. I mean, that's such a simple, easy maintenance thing to fix. Heck, you could basically take a piece of your, a cutting board, and a thin cutting board or something, and just cut it to that shape, drill 2 holes in it, and put it on there if you wanted to. But the options to replace this are endless and easy to do. That's a very nice feature. I love that, because that is a quick wearable item on there for a lot of us. So that's fantastic on there. I love the quality here too. Look at these welds. Those welds are amazing. Look at the quality, thickness of this. They're also welded underneath. That is welded on the bottom side as well too, and all these extra holes taking out weight but leaving the strength where it's needed here. The shape of this V bracket, flawless. Okay, very similar to a Lone Wolf one, flawless in design, in shape. Okay, the angle of this V is straight up flawless. I love this. It makes this very stable, especially for the length of this stand. That's incredible. The Antler wing bracket is flawless. It bites where it's supposed to on every kind of tree, every way. The length of these tines that are on here, this was not made by accident, I'm assuming. Okay, I'm thinking there was a lot of time and effort that went into deciding how long to make this tine versus this tine versus this tine. And as you can see, even on a tree like this, I have contact here, I have contact here, and I have contact here. That's amazing. That probably was not by accident that happened. And that probably took a lot of design to make that a reality. And he nailed it. Knocked it right out of the park on that. Straight up flawless. The platform, like I said, incredible. It is as light as possibly could be without sacrificing the strength and durability. Does it flex more than like a cast Lone Wolf stand? Yes, it does. You'll see that in some videos. But it does not flex to a point that I'm worried about it. I would not probably have 3 people up here, doing a tap dancing contest. But point being, it will hold you and do exactly what it is designed to do. This is an incredible stand for what it is and for how light it is. Hangability of this stand is amazing. Okay, like I said, I just hung this on like 7 or 8 trees. The ability to hold this in your hand and set it on that tree is so less fatiguing than any other stand because of that lighter weight, and because of that weight being out of the platform. There's not a lot of tip. The balance point of that is very, very impressive. So when you take that, you hold it in your hand, and you swing that Batwing or that strap around, that holding it in your hand out there, open and exposed, very light. I will show you that better example when I get it off the tree. But phenomenal. The knobs, the quality of these knobs are amazing. Not that that's a big deal. I've never had a problem with a different one, but I'm telling you, this is a major upgrade on the quality of these knobs that are on there too. So all in all, like I said, this stand is impressive. I'm not gonna lie, it's very impressive. The seat is much more comfortable than my Lone Wolf stand seat. I promise you that. This seat is, I do wish it was already pre-covered with something like this, rather than being just the foam. But I understand it. But I would expect that seat to be covered somehow and me not to have to use duct tape, or like I said, I will probably replace this with some stealth strip material or put it right over top. I'll probably leave the duct tape on for the waterproof factor, and I'll probably put a stealth strip piece right over top of this is what I think I'm going to do. But the The seat cushion itself, incredibly comfortable. I like these options of tying it down because it gives me the option to make my own seat very easily anytime I want to. I could pull this off and then lay this on whatever material I want to use and cut it to shape and make my own seat for next to nothing rather than having to buy a different one. Where the Lone Wolf seats, the Velcro that attaches them are actually sewn into the seat and connected as part of it. You know, and you could technically make one to put on a Lone Wolf too as well, but the Lone Wolf one itself doesn't give me an option to run zip ties around or anything. I actually have to glue it. Okay, I put the Velcro on and then I glue that Velcro shut, which has worked great and never been a hang on, bug on me. Never been a failure or a problem for me under any circumstances, so I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying I actually like this better. This is a better setup as far as that goes. But brilliant stand, brilliant design on every kind of level, straight up brilliant. All right, so here's an interesting comparison. This is going to shock a bunch of you guys here, but so here we got the Alpha Assault, the Lone Wolf Alpha, the Lone Wolf Assault, the Hunting Beast Gear Beast stand. Now, okay, so we are talking about, actually, I'm going to grab my tape measure here because I don't know on that one. So we were 22 and 25 on the Assault and the Beast. Hang on, I want to check and see here to get a ballpark. So we're probably 26. That's going to be, I'm not opening it up to check 100%. Let me slide under this and see here. So we would be, where are we at on there? We are, I'm going to have to open it. Hold on. We're 24.5 inches long from the seat post to the edge of the platform on the Alpha, Lone Wolf Alpha. 22 from the edge of the seat post to the edge of the platform on the Lone Wolf Assault. 25 from the edge of the seat post to the edge of the platform on the Beast stand. So the Beast stand is the longest platform of all of these. Okay, but look at the actual overall size. Okay, these two are the same. If we look at that straight down, they're basically pushed up there tight. They're almost the same. Just a smidge longer on the Assault, but they're very similar. They're all pushed right up against that, that ledge back there. So if you look at the seats, they're very, very similar. Scroll over here and look at that. Look at how much this is actually inside of the edge of the wood, where these are both hanging over that. Okay, so these are longer overall profiles. So if we were to measure that and see what that profile is, let me grab my tape here. So if we look at this and we go from that wood out to here, we are at 36.5 inches of total overall length on your back when you're carrying it. 36 inches on the Lone Wolf Alpha. On a Lone Wolf Assault, we are at just a 1/4 inch under 36. So again, we're talking 3/4 of an inch difference, 36.5 to 36, so about 1/2 inch, okay, difference. But when we come over here and we look at the overall profile here, we're at just a smidge over 34. So it's actually 2 inches shorter. That Hunting Beast gear stand is 2 inches shorter on your back than the Lone Wolf Assault stand is, yet you have a 3-inch longer platform. Let that sink in. Let those numbers sink in. 2 inches overall shorter with a 3-inch longer platform. Sorry if I'm sweating like crazy. It's very hot today, and I've been going nonstop on this. So huge props for Dan on his stand on its compactness, yet giving you so much usable space and so much advantageous platform space and a slightly taller seat and being a more compact package. How are they doing this? Well, look at the difference here, okay? Look at the difference in his V-bracket setup from the wall. You're like, I can't get in there that close. I'm guessing you're about 3 inches. Here, you're almost 4 inches, okay? That's a difference right there, all right? So that stuff kind of comes into play. On this, I'll bet it's the same. Yeah, you're over 4 inches on this one, okay? So from those notches, but on your back, when you're carrying this platform, this is the longest platform out of the three. It is the most compact package. It is the narrowest side to side, and it is the lightest weight the one there is ever. You know, so that's pretty impressive. I mean, that's incredible. Now, I know that there's like the Lone Wolf D'Acquisto Series 0.5. That is a third of the size of the stand. It's literally half of the stand. So it's not interesting me. I have no platform space on that one. This interests me a lot because of the platform space. And as you can see on here, absolutely tremendous difference. All right, so let's talk about the weights. We got all three of them lined up right here. Lone Wolf Alpha, Lone Wolf Assault, Hunting Beast Gear stand. Or Hunting Beast Gear beef stand. And let's see what they are weight-wise. We're going to do this with just a stand, hunt ready as I have it set up. Then we are going to do it with sticks on it like I carry them, okay? So we're going to see. So let's first see. Let's take the Alpha. We're going to actually first, let's get a, because this is not high-tech. Okay, we're not looking for precision weight because this is my test medium here, is my house scale, my wife's house scale. How accurate is it? I don't know. Been using it for a long time. But what we're going to see is the differences in weight. Okay, that's what matters because this is going to be the same as it is all the time, so we want to know the differences. So if I get on this right now as I am, what are we coming in at? 187.4. Let's try that again and see what it says. I must have a lot of heavy stuff in my pockets. So let's get on it again and see. 187.4. Okay, so you see it's accurate. 187.4. So if we got that, let's actually write that down just so I know that that's a legit number. What can I write on here? Right here on this. So we got 187.4. Okay, so we know that number there. So it's 187.4. So what does the Alpha come in at? I'm going to hold this up here high. We're going to get back on it and see what it says. 200.4. Okay, so it says 200.4 for the Alpha. So I'm going to write that on here too. Hang on, let me hold it steady. 200.4. Okay, let's see what the Assault weighs. $198.6. So we got, sorry, you're coming along with me here. 198.6. Okay, and what does the beef stand weigh? Okay. 195. 195. So we got 195 even. Okay. So let me pause this. We're going to do that math real quick here and give you the exact differences. Okay, before I give you those weights, we figure that, I'm going to do one more thing that's going to be easier. Rather than me setting all three of these stands up with my sticks and locking everything on there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my two under my arm, my two and on my arm here. So I'm taking, you can see here, I have my two foams and my straps, and then I'm going to grab a set of 3 sticks with 1/8 on it like I carry. Now we're going to stand on there and see. We already know it's 187.4 was what I am. What does this come in at? 196.4. 196.4. So let's see what that difference is here. 196.4. So let's see how much my sticks, my 3 sticks, that 8er, and that 196.4. So we got 196.4. Okay, so let's do the math on this, and then we're going to write it all down for you. Okay, so we got all that done. Here's the numbers. Okay, this is my very high-tech information sheet here that we are looking at. We're going to see, this is it right here. So what we have, that was me, 187.4. I have 7 pounds of gold and 6 pounds of lead in my pocket, so that's where we come in at, 187.4. Knowing that this was the Lone Wolf Alpha, okay, came in at 13 pounds. When you subtract me from that, you get 13 pound stand set up, hunt ready. The Lone Wolf Assault, 11.2 set up, hunt ready. And the beef stick or stand, 7.6 set up, done the way I've been showing it, and you see it. And then my sticks, it was exactly 9 pounds as you saw. So for my 2 straps, my 2 pool noodles, and 3 sticks with buckles and the yak grips and the 1/8 on the bottom, 24-inch 8er, we come in at 9 pounds total for those 3 sticks. And that gives us a total weight of, for the Alpha, 22 pounds, fully set with stick stand, everything ready to go. For the Lone Wolf Assault, 20.2 pounds. And for the beast stand, 16.6 pounds. So technically, we're 3.5 pounds difference between the setup, fully set up, ready to hunt, between the Lone Wolf Assault and the beast stand. 3.5 pounds. Okay, is that 3.5 pounds huge? Yes, in the grand scheme of things, most definitely is. There's no doubt about it. Is it huge in the fact that I'll never hunt out of an assault again? No, it's not that big of a deal there. But hanging it in the tree, tremendous differences. Carrying it, tremendous differences. Fully loaded, it is tremendous differences. There is no doubt about it. I cannot deny the lightness of this stand. I cannot deny it. Carrying it, I don't care that much, okay? That 3.5 pounds is not making a tremendous difference in the grand scheme of things because of the stuff I'm carrying in my pack, all the things I have with me. I'm not going to notice it. I'm going to notice it, but not enough to bother me. But hanging that stand on a tree, and you saw where I have to reach around and put that on there and what I can do with that stand, incredible. The difference is incredible, night and day. I've never experienced anything like that. I've never hung a stand so easy as it is to hang this beast stand. Never in history would I ever have thought hanging a stand on a tree would be as simple as it is with this one. And with that offset bracket we were talking about, that differences that you're seeing here, pinching my finger, right here, okay, this differences that we see in this setup is huge. I would have never thought, I never would have anticipated, but we're 2 inches across right there to those 2 center teeth that are going to hit on most trees. Okay, we are 3.5 inches across on these ones that are going to hit on most of the trees we're hunting. That is a tremendous, it's almost twice the spacing to give you that roll stability on there too. That was huge. And then overall, you're at 5 and basically from point to point, you're at 5 1/4 on this one. And from point to point out here, you are at 6.5. That's 1 1/4 more distance that you can offset this one. I love this antler bracket. This wins. This Lone Wolf Batwing bracket I've always liked. I've always been very happy with this. This next level, and I can see in the detail that Dan has put into this that it is well thought out. It is well thought out, made that way on purpose, and there's some tremendous benefits to that. Very, very impressive. I cannot say that enough. This antler bracket is my new best friend, by all means. Interestingly enough on that, I just checked for myself, but I wanted to see, but we are 1 1/4 inch tube on here. This is a 1 1/4 inch tube on here too. Now, I'm not taking it apart to see, but I very well might consider buying one of these antler brackets to put on my Lone Wolf stand. I'll test it this season and see, and we'll make a decision then. But this I like so much that I might actually buy one of these to put on this stand and replace this piece with that piece. I don't know for sure, and you can see that this has got higher height in the middle. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to play with that and see, but there is a possibility that this antler bracket, another one of these, might be going on this stand. I am thoroughly impressed with every aspect of this stand, without fail, without a doubt. There is nothing about this beast stand that I am disappointed with. There's nothing about it that I can really fault or knock. There's nothing about it that I really think I would change. I think everything about it is spot on, fantastic. Is it worth $625? Yeah. Like 100% yes. I mean, without fail, without a doubt. The machining time and the build quality and everything that's gone into this and all these little details, they cost money and time on machines to make them. And then they require hand finishing with a lot of this kind of stuff. You're not getting that here, and you don't need it. I understand that, but you are getting it here, and it costs money. In order to get a stand down to this weight, it's going to cost money. The engineering that went into this, the precision in the cable placements, this bolt hole placements, the precision in everything that's here, the quality of welding and beefing up what needs to be where it needs to be beefed up, the angle of the Batwing brackets, or as he calls it, the antler bracket, the angling on the back of the platform, the teeth locations and how they're actually set up. Everything was seriously tested, okay, and made decisions. It made these decisions by one guy that actually hunts the way I hunt. Okay, that's important. He hunts the exact same way I hunt. This stand, built by a bunch of guys that have to count beans and pay attention to things and understand, and they got to look at the final numbers, and they got to be willing to cut corners to mass produce, and it's okay. I'm not knocking it. I will never knock this stand. It is my favorite stand of all time. No doubt about it. Best stand ever made, in my opinion. This one, though, that just came out, is as of right now my new favorite. It really is. This is now, and I didn't think it would be. I honestly did not think it would be, but it is. And I have to keep myself unbiased to the fact that I've been in this for so long and it's treated me so good. And I have to be real world and admit to myself that this stand is a better stand. And I do owe this one 100% of my time to see what it's about during the season. But if I were making a decision today, and I'm heading out hunting, I'm grabbing this one. First sit I do this year, I'm grabbing this one. When I go to Kansas, Missouri, everywhere, this one's going. This will be in my trailer as a backup, but this will be my go-to stand until it proves me otherwise. All right, well, there you have it. Hey, sorry to wipe sweat off again. I'm even getting boob sweat. I'm getting boob sweat here. That's how hot out it is, and it's brutal. And I don't have my fan in here because we're defrosting our freezer in there, and I got the fan blowing heat and that, trying to get that thing cleared out. So I'm dying in here. But point being, that's it for me. That's it for this review. That stand is incredible. I will be in this stand this year. And honestly, I cannot say thank you enough to Kevin. You know, how I ended up getting this. I told you that in the beginning. I think I did. I don't know if I did. But anyway, I did not have to. I did not pay my own money for this. But a guy asked me to help him cyber scout some property that he wanted to hunt. And he said he would buy me a bee stand for doing it. I told him, I said, that's crazy. You're not buying me a bee stand. And but I'd be happy to scout it for him. And then all of a sudden, he sent me over a electronic gift card to Hunting Beast Gear for $750. And he said, I'm not taking no for an answer. Don't hurt my feelings. You're going to take this. Trust me. I want you. I want to do this. So I did. I used it for this stand. I bought the stand, a t-shirt. I got 6 of his straps over here, and I got another 10 on the way, and that ate up that whole gift certificate. But I'm glad he did. I mean, I can't believe it. Because like I said, I didn't know if I was going to buy this stand for myself right now because money's tight. 2 mortgages. We just bought that house in Georgia, and I'm trying to pay both houses off completely in 5 years. So I'm working my tail off, and I got to control my wants. This, in my opinion, in the beginning was a want. Okay, these have always served me fantastic. This want, well worth it, in my opinion. And honestly speaking, I'm going to run this for this season and give it everything I got through this season. And if it acts like I expect it to and it does what it's proving to me already, I will be buying another one of these. And then I'm going to sell. I'm going to keep one of my Lone Wolf Assaults. Like I said, I have 4 of them total. I pointed them out and showed you up there. But I'm going to sell them all but one. I will keep one of these, and I'm going to get rid of all the other ones, and I'm going to run 2 bee stands. That's saying a lot coming from me. That's saying an awful lot coming from me. I've been in this stand for, like I said, 20-something years, and it's never let me down, and I promoted it like crazy, and I still do. $250. This is amazing. Yes, the new Echo is out by, or a Hilo, by Novix. Is it a good stand? Yes, but it is almost so identical to this, and you only save £1 that it's not worth me buying. I have a lot of listeners that have been sending me screenshots of that stand on top of this stand on top of the new Novix one, showing me the differences. You know what? It's identical. Okay, it's almost the same thing. You lose a little bit of space here for some weight savings, and you lose a little bit here. It's a little, 3 inches narrower, but it does give up some the features. Like here, you got nice teeth all the way down. That one stops short, so you're not going to be on the smaller trees. Maybe it's easy. I don't know. I haven't seen it in person, but what I'm seeing in the pictures. Anyway, point being, I'm not buying that Novix stand. I don't need to. I have this, and they're so close together, it doesn't make any difference. This game changer, every level, insane, incredible on every single level. I'm going to run the crap out of this year, and if it holds up as well as I anticipate it to, and it proves itself like I expect it to, I'm buying another one of these, and those will be my go-to stands, and I will sell all but one of those Assaults. I'll keep one, and that'll be good, and then but I'm going to have 2 of these I'll run. That'll be my setup. So Dan, incredible job. Kevin, thank you so much for doing this, because I would have not done it this year on my own. I would not have pulled it off. I didn't think it was that needed. And I'm not going to lie. You changed the game for me. I mean, you convinced me. You paid for it for me. Well, I guess technically I am doing some work for you, but wouldn't have happened without you, I guess is the best way to say it. You made this happen. And for me, my season is going to be a lot better because of it. I am so excited for this. So thank you very much. And thank you guys for watching. And there you go. It's your review on the bee stand.